Imagine this. You have finally found the deal. You've got your contract lined up. You've signed and closed with the loan docs. You're 3 weeks into the rehab and you need your first draw check to be paid so the plumber doesn't walk off the job and go to another one, delaying the process. So you call your lender. The lender doesn't answer. You send an email. The email bounces. Or even worse, they pick up and say, "Sorry, we're waiting on our investors to approve the release for you." Meanwhile, your project is dead in the water. Your interest, your high rate interest meter is still running, and your profit is simply evaporating. Welcome to the wild west of private lending in the world of real estate. See, most beginners think that a hard money lender is just a bank with higher rates, and they're simply wrong. There is a massive information gap in this market. You're operating on hope and back of the napkin math. They, the predatory lenders, are operating with accuracy level precision designed to extract fees from you whether you succeed or whether you fail. I'm Ryan G. Wright. I have been a fix and flip entrepreneur since 2000. I've seen the good, I've seen the bad, and I've seen the criminal. And today I'm going to give you the 5 exact questions you must ask a lender before you sign any documents. These questions are here to armor you. They're the difference between a profitable flip and a foreclosure. At the Investor's Edge, we teach the Find, Fund, Flip system. And let me tell you, the fun pillar is where most new investors get slaughtered. Every student of ours who's enrolled in our program and started the Find, Fix, and Flip deals always ends up on the safest end and getting better deals. Why? Because you're desperate. You found a deal, you're terrified of losing it, so you go to Google and you search hard money lender and click the one with the lowest interest rate on somebody's landing page. You see a really flashy website. You see a guy driving a Lamborghini on Instagram telling you that it's just so easy. But here's the ugly truth that the gurus simply won't tell you. The term hard money lender is a complex term. On one side, you have legitimate balance sheet lender partners who want you to win. And on the other side, you have predatory brokers running daisy chains and advance fee scams. And the distinction, it isn't on their homepage. It's buried in the operational mechanics of how they source their funds, how they calculate their interest, and how they execute their draws. To survive this, you need to stop acting like a borrower hoping to get approval, and you need to start acting like a CEO vetting a vendor. So let's get into question number 1. Are you a direct balance sheet lender, or will this loan be brokered or table funded? This is probably one of the most critical questions. Why? Because of something called daisy chains. In a daisy chains, the guy you talk to doesn't even have the money. He knows a guy that might know a guy that knows a guy that has the money. So with him knowing a guy that has the money, who knows a hedge fund that might have money, every link of this chain adds fees, adds cost, and adds layers of complexity, miscommunication, and breaks you further away from the one actually making the decision on the deal. If one link breaks, your funding collapses, and it does that instantly. You want to be working with a direct balance sheet lender. This means they lend their own money, they control the bank account. Say that you've got a problem during a rehab, say a plumbing issue or something, a direct lender can make a decision quickly because it's their money on the line. So here's the litmus test. Simply ask them for a proof of funds letter. If they say we have a private pool of investors, or we can't provide one, or match it with deals, this is not who you're looking for. That's code for we simply don't have the money yet. Now, let's move on to question 2. This is the math that determines if you can actually afford the deal. You need to be asking the hard money lender, are your limits based upon loan to cost or loan to value? Loan to cost being LTC, or loan to value being LTV. This is where new investors simply get slaughtered. A lender will tell you, hey, we lend 90%. And you think, great, I only need to put 10% down. But what you have to ask is 90% of what? A standard bank or a rookie lender operates on loan to cost, LTC. So if you buy a house for $100,000, it needs $50,000 in work, the loan to cost total would be $150,000. If they lend you 90% of loan to cost, they'll give you $135,000. You still have to come up with $15,000 cash plus closing costs, plus reserves, plus payments. And that simply drains your bank account before you even start doing the demolition. A true fix and flip lender like us at the Investor's Edge look at loan to value, LTV, based upon the ARV, known as the after repaired value. We look at what the house is worth after you fix it up. And here's the math. If that same house is worth $250,000 after repairs, the ARV, we lend 70% of that value. That's the loan, so roughly around $150,000. So 70% times 215, which is the after repaired value, is $150,000 approximately. So since your total cost to buy the rehab is only $150,000, our loan covers 100% of your purchase and 100% of your rehab. And that's how you scale. Not by finding a lender who takes 10% down, but by finding a lender who values the deal and what it can become, and not just the cost. Question number 3, can you provide a line item breakdown of your origination fees? This is where you get in with fee stacking. You might see a lender offering a lower rate, but think, great, I'm saving some money here with that lower rate. But then you look closer and there's underwriting fees and processing fees and technical fees and broker fees and you name it. Those fees are called junk fees. And they're fees that they use in lending you money that should be covered otherwise with origination. Now, question 4. And this one sounds technical, but it's a massive profit killer. So make sure you ask this. And there's really 2 questions here. Is there a prepayment penalty? Or is there a minimum interest period? Okay, remember in flipping, speed is the name of the game. So your goal is to get in, fix it, sell it as fast as possible to stop the interest meter from running. Now, let's say you're a rock star. You finish the rehab, you sell the house within 3 months, you go to pay off the loan and the lender says, hold on a minute, our contract has a 6-month minimum interest requirement. What does that mean? Well, it means that even though you've only used the money for 3 months, you have to pay them for 6 months. You are literally writing a check for the months of interest on the loan that doesn't exist anymore and you didn't even use. Legitimate lenders want you to flip fast so they can get their money back and lend it out again. Predatory lenders want to trap you into minimum interest periods to guarantee their loan. Don't sign a loan that punishes you for being efficient. And finally, let's go to question number 5. What are the specific terms for a loan extension? Listen, I'm an experienced voice here. I have to tell you the truth. Projects run late. It happens to pros, it happens to newbies, and it'll happen to you. If your loan matures in 9 months and you're still painting and you don't have a written extension clause, you hit what's called a maturity cliff. Without a written extension clause, the lender can instantly trigger the default interest rates. And in many states, your rate doesn't just go up a little, it spikes, doubles, triples, or goes to the legal maximum. And in some states, there is no legal maximum, so it could go as high as they have in the agreements. Suddenly, your holding costs triple overnight. This is the loan to own strategy, and some predatory lenders want you to trip on this wire so that they can bleed the equity out of your deal or force a foreclosure on a finished house. Now, I'm not just telling you to ask these questions to scare you. I'm telling you this because when I started flipping houses back in 2000, I dealt with the same wild west of predatory lending. And that's exactly why we built the Investor's Edge completely differently. We decided to build the lending arm that I wish I had as a beginner. And we're not some fly-by-night broker working out of the basement. We've been in business for over 25 years. We have a AAA rating with the Better Business Bureau and a 4.8-star rating on Google with over 1,000 real reviews. Why? Because we passed the test I just gave you. We're a direct lender. We control the bank account, so you aren't waiting for daisy chains of approvals. We manage draws in-house, and when you finish a stage of work, we inspect it and wire the money within 48 hours of full approval. So your contractors, they can stay happy. But most importantly, we just don't throw cash at you. We wrap you in a team of project managers, account advisors, and others who review your bids, review your contractors, and assist you in ensuring you have the maximum chances of profitability. So unlike lenders who just want to see your cash reserves, we focus on equity in the deal. So if you find a great deal with wide enough spreads, we don't need to drain your personal savings to feel safe. We're protected by the asset itself, which means you can keep the cash for anything that may come that's unexpected. Now, if you want to see exactly what a green flag lender looks like, or if you have a deal you want us to take a look at for you, I've put a link in the description to our Find Fund Flip system. Don't let a predatory lender steal your equity. Ask these 5 questions. Protect your family's future. I'm Ryan G. Wright, and I will see you in the next video.